All right, good morning. We'll get, all righty. Here's Commissioner Garcia, right on time. All right, good morning. Thank you all for being here on this solemn occasion, but I want to thank everyone for coming out. I know it's hot. We're going to keep this rather brief because of the heat. We do have some water over here. If anybody starts to feel like they're feeling ill or not quite up to par, please let us know. We have EMS here. Make sure you get with them. Don't try to wait it out. We don't want anybody to get sick because of the heat. We get started today. I want to recognize some of our special attendees that are here today. Obviously, Sergeant Kaila Sullivan's family. Her son, Kaden Senter, is up here in the front row with us. Her mother, Sheri Sullivan, is up here in the front, along with her wife, Tracey Sullivan. They are here. From our city council, we have Dr. Sandra Mossman is here with us, and her husband, Gary. We have Ashley Graves is with us also. The mayor, our mayor, Phil Johnson, is not able to be with us this morning, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. Our city manager, our new city manager, Paul McClarty, is here up in the front row, and former Chief Joey Casciola, sitting back on the fourth row, is also here. From Joey was chief back. Well, Joey was here for a long time in Nassau Bay. Worked his. Didn't mean to throw you under the bus there, Chief. But he worked his way up to chief, and he was here. He's, I guess, been gone about, what, 6 years? So thank you for showing up, Chief. We also have some of our state and county officials. State Senator Larry Taylor, and he'll speak in just a little bit. Our state representative, Dennis Paul, is also here. And Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner Adrian Garcia is also here. As I said, Mayor Johnson is not able to be with us today. He's out of the state for an unexpected funeral that he's attending this morning for a good friend of his. So he was rather upset about the end of the week. He called me, and this came up unexpectedly, obviously. He's very supportive of this project in the police department. The mayor has sent his own, sent his best wishes, and he has sent a statement that I'm going to read on his behalf. Welcome, friends, neighbors, citizens, and guests. Today we come together to honor those individuals who watch over us as a community. We kindly refer to them as our men and women in blue, our emergency responders, our police officers, and in many cases, our friends that we have gotten to know over the many years of their dedicated service. They are the individuals who serve mostly in the background, unseen, but more importantly, are always there when someone is in need of help. We appreciate what you do every day, and I, for one, am glad you are there. We don't say it enough, but thank you. Thank you for what you do. It is what great privilege for me to personally dedicate our police memorial here in Nassau Bay, for it recognizes the important role you play in making Nassau Bay the incomparable place it is. We have faith in our police that they have the watchful eye over us to where we can let our children play, sometimes forget to lock our doors in houses without worry, and to have that little bit of small town Americana, all because of the dedication and commitment you have to serve us as a community. I would be remiss also not to mention the sacrifices you make and have made. Thank you, Kaila. We miss you every day. I wish I could be there to be with you today, but I know in spirit. I know I am in spirit. With that, I will turn it over to Chief Cromie, who is much more qualified to lead this dedication than I. Again, thank you for all you do. Phil Johnson, Mayor, City of Nassau Bay. Thank you, Mayor Johnson, for those kind words, and I know he was very concerned about not being here and supporting everyone when I talked to him at the end of the week. So thank you very much. I saw Michelle Weller walk in, our city council. Michelle got here, so I want to recognize that she's here also. I would like to start by asking for a moment of silence to honor and respect all the officers and first responders who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Thank you all. Today is the conclusion of a 2-year project to bring recognition to the dedication of officers who have served with the Nassau Bay Police Department. Most importantly, we forever remember Sergeant Kaila Sullivan, who made the ultimate sacrifice on the evening of December 10th, 2019. We began this project with a search locally and nationally for a monument designer to collaborate with us. We chose Laser Imaging and Design in Lebanon, Ohio, because of their professional work and previous experience with police memorials. A real quick thank you to Jim Smith and his crew up at Laser Imaging for sharing their expertise with us to create a simple yet impactful monument. We dealt with delays over the 2 years from COVID. Laser Imaging shop had to shut down because of COVID for several months. Once we got to a point where we had a design and we were ready to start the engraving, Laser Imaging had to wait months before they could get stone from the quarry because the quarries were shut down from COVID. But finally, we are here today. This memorial behind me is being dedicated as a reminder to our citizens that there are those people who take an oath to serve and protect the community each and every day, regardless of the dangers in this profession. The inscription on the memorial reads, "This memorial is dedicated to the brave men and women of the Nassau Bay Police Department who put their lives on the line every day, and for those who have made the ultimate sacrifice." Moreover, this monument honors Sergeant Sullivan with her image, name, and the end of watch date inscribed on the face of it. Thank you all for sharing this moment with us and the Sullivan family. Now we have some remarks from some of our county and state leaders. We'll start off. District 11 State Senator Larry Taylor and District 129 State Representative Dennis Paul are going to speak together.
Well, I want to start off by thanking Chief Cromie for inviting us to be a part of this dedication ceremony today. It's an honor to join the Nassau Bay community in recognizing our law enforcement officers and the work that you do every day to keep all of us safe. Law enforcement is known as the thin blue line. You are the heroes that are entrusted to stand between order and chaos, good and evil, and all too often, life and death. So it is a privilege to join in recognizing your dedication and the sacrifice you make as you set out to work each and every day. I would also like to recognize your families. To be a cop is a calling, and families are called up right alongside you. It is the understanding and support at home that provides our officers with the strength they need in the field. Thank you to those families for sharing your loved ones and serving our community. It is fitting that Nassau Bay's monument commemorates our officers' sacrifices with the face and name of Sergeant Kaila Sullivan. For in doing her duty after serving this community for 16 years, she gave the ultimate sacrifice of her life on December the 10th, 2019. Sergeant Sullivan was posthumously honored with the Star of Texas Award on September the 10th, 2021. And today I bring that resolution marking this prestigious award to present to her family, her wife Tracey and son Kaden. Part of the resolution reads, Texans owe an immense debt of gratitude to the men and women of law enforcement profession who willingly place themselves in harm's way to protect and serve the public. Those are not just empty words. It happens, and unfortunately it happens all too often. Sergeant Sullivan embodied this. The officers of Nassau Bay embody this. And this memorial is a small yet very good tribute and memory to remind all of us of what these officers do every day. The tribute to their strength, their courage, and conviction to maintain peace and order in this very chaotic world. Thank you for all you do, officers, and I am proud to represent you in the Texas Senate. And I will now turn the floor over to my colleague, Representative Dennis Paul, who represents Nassau Bay in the Texas House. Representative Paul.
Thank you, Senator, and Chief, thanks again for having me out here as well. It's a great honor to come out here and see you folks, and so many people coming out on a hot day to come and honor Kaila and her family and the sacrifice that she has made for this community. You know, all of us think every day about the police officers as they go, their spouses. Every day, see them leave and come back. They don't know if they're going to come back that day or not. Every single day, it would be a tough situation to have to go through that every day. And I always think about everybody that I know that their spouse is a police officer and pray for them all the time, because it could happen any day to anybody. Even in a community as nice as Nassau Bay, things happen where people lose their lives and attack police officers, and it's just a condition of what America is today with a lot of stuff. So it's a horrible thing to have to go through. And it's great to be here today and honor y'all. Senator, and I also have a flag. This flag was flown over the Texas Capitol in honor of Kaila. So we want to make sure and present that to y'all too.
And now, we'd like to bring up our County Commissioner for Precinct 2, Adrian Garcia.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief. Sullivan family, God love you. Today, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and to our first responders, today is always an opportunity to recognize that it is a calling. You know, I was just telling someone the other day that after spending 23 years with the Houston Police Department and serving as your sheriff, my fondest memories of any role I have ever had, from city council to commissioner, it was the work that we did in the front seat of that patrol car. It was the people we met in distress. It was the victims that we worked to help. It was the kids that we tried to play basketball with, or breakdance in my day. But it's a calling. It's a very, very unique sister and brotherhood that we belong to. And I just want to thank Chief Cromie and Mayor Johnson for making sure that we extend ourselves to ensure that the families of our brave men and women who do pay that ultimate sacrifice, that they are never forgotten. And Chief, I felt your heart. I felt your heart, because being sheriff, the hardest call to ever get is to get the news that one of your own has fallen. And so, Nassau Bay, you're fortunate to have the leadership that you have serving you. And I'll just close by this. The chapel over at Clear Lake Park represents so much. And we have worked hard to ensure that it embodies everything that we know about Kaila, and how she lived, how she worked, how she played, how she loved. And so if you haven't yet visited the chapel, I would encourage you to come by and stop over. When I heard the news of Kaila's tragedy, I wanted to make sure that there was something that my precinct office could do to be a part of the opportunity to recognize her life and to ensure that at every turn in this area, people would know who Kaila Sullivan was. And I'll just close on this point that the prayers that we talk about for our men and women in uniform, whether firefighters, and there's a real special rivalry between cops and firemen. I won't get into that, but I'll just say, regardless of our first responders and even the support staff within the organizations, we have to keep in mind, because not everybody who does incredible work wears a badge and gun. These organizations cannot function without the civilian support personnel that we have. So we got to keep them all in mind, because the calls of a victim don't go straight to a cop. They go to a dispatcher, a call taker. They're the first ones to hear the stress in a person's voice. They live with that inside the confines of their environment. So when we talk about the prayers, let's make sure it's not just lip service, but let's find a time either at the chapel or at your place of worship that we do light a candle or take a knee to commemorate and to bless that although we had them here on this earth, we still have them on those pearly gates looking out for us. Thank you all very much. God bless. Congratulations.
Thank all three of you for your kind words and support for all of us. A few other thank yous to go out today. I want to especially thank McCray Crane and Rigging for a donation. A couple of weeks ago when this memorial was actually mounted, McCray Crane and Rigging donated their services to come down here and help laser imaging with lifting this monument and having it set in place. So we want to thank them very much for their donation and installation of. Want to be sure to follow my own instructions not to dehydrate there. Want to thank very quickly Precinct 8 Constable Phil Sandlin and Webster Police Chief Pete Bacon for sending officers out here this morning to help us with traffic control. That was allowing our officers to free up and be part of the service. So thank you to Phil Sandlin and Chief Bacon. We appreciate that. I also want to send out a thank you to all of our city employees, both current and in the past, that have helped support this project that's behind me. Some of them that are still here with the department or the city are here. Some that aren't with the city are still here. But this could not have happened today without the support of the entire city staff and all the employees. So thank you to everyone who assisted with Nassau Bay in putting this together. Especially want to thank Director of Public Works Paul Lopez and his crew. They've been very instrumental in getting this site ready and helping, and probably at times I've been a little bit of a director, like do this, but they did a great job. And Paul, thank you to you and your crew, as always. I want to say thank you to our officers, all the first responders, fire department and EMS, for being here with us this morning and for service to our communities, whether it be here in Nassau Bay, Precinct 8 Constables, Webster, Seabrook, Lakeview, all those in the area. But I want to thank all the officers, all the public servants who are here today supporting us. So thank you very much. So real quickly, and I promised I would keep this short. I think I've done that. This memorial will be here internally. We ask that the community come out, take the time to visit and reflect on the sacrifices of all our officers and their family. Want to thank everyone for coming out, especially the Sullivan family for their sacrifice being here today, but their ultimate sacrifice several years ago We will always remember Kaila Sergeant Sullivan with this memorial. While I was sitting there listening to the senator and congressman and our commissioner, I looked over their shoulder and Kayla's watching the whole thing. You can see her face over here. It just kind of gave me chills. So thank you to everyone for coming out and being here with us. Thank you to those who are watching live on the live stream. Everyone, please be safe on your return home. Remember to stay hydrated. Watch out for the boom. So thank you all very much for being here. Thank you. I need all the Dickinson, I'm sorry, look, all the Nassau Bay police officers, I know, wow. I know. I need all the Nassau Bay police officers that are in uniform up here for our communications director.
I was going to get one of the big wigs over there too.
Yeah, that's fine. I know, was that been? You should have shot me. That's been, I've been here 9 months. Y'all want to take a picture in front of that? Yeah, Kristen, our communications director will.
I get right.
Oh, you didn't hear? You said the big wig. You said you wanted. I don't know why she wants me here. Thank you all. Put me next to Paul.
Doing all right?
No shaking hands.
I know. I wasn't too sure. I'm sorry. Forgive me. How you been?